Alright, today I'm going to be trying to fix this TV. It's a little Magnavox 15-inch. I'll text the model number there. Won't show up on my camera, but it's 5MF605T17. So, I don't know, maybe it's a 17-inch, but looks like a 15-inch. Let's see. So the problem with this TV is, plug it in here, hit the power button, and see that little light flash in there? Well, it flashes and then it doesn't want to kick the TV screen on. So I saw another guy on YouTube doing a TV video on a 27-inch that had a similar problem, so I'm going to take this 15-inch apart and see if it's a similar problem or not. His TV, there was 2 capacitors on there that he replaced. I'll take this apart and see if it's similar. If I can find those 2 capacitors, I'm hoping that's a problem, because then it'll be a relatively easy fix. But I'll get it kind of set up here and we'll come back in a second. Alright, so there's 4 screws on the back here, 1 in each corner. And then there's 3 mounting screws here if it's on a stand. And then right inside here, if you can see that silver part there, those are little tabs, 1, 2, 3, 4 of them on the bottom side. So got those popped loose. Flip it over. Let's see if I can top side loose here. Okay, there we go. Retainer clips on the side here somewhere. Alrighty. There's a back cover. And it looks kind of similar. Let's see what's going on here. I don't want to touch no wires because there's a capacitor in here somewhere and I don't want to hit that and get zapped, because that probably would not make my day very good. So let's see, I got a wire cut there. This is off its thing. Popped out. Somebody probably dropped it at some point. That sticks in there. Oh, somebody might have taken this apart already. There we go. So it's back in place. I did a little nick in my wire there. I don't know what that's all about, but I'll check out my next step here and come back. Alrighty, so I got this thing apart. And everything I have read about says it's a capacitor problem. So I initially thought it might have been this board here. This is on the outside. And there's 2 little capacitors there. But they look okay. So I wasn't too sure, so I thought I'd dig in here a little deeper. And this is the cover that was over the back of here. I get to looking, and those 2 guys right there, if my camera will focus, have a little black crap coming out the top of them. So on this 15-inch, those numbers are 2012 and 2003. So I think I'm going to try those 2. I'm going to take them out and replace them if I can find some replacements. And this one, this 2005, that's popping out a little. I don't know. I'm assuming these guys are made to do that when they go bad, pop open like that, because I wouldn't think that would be normal, because all the rest of them don't look that. If you look at the rest of these, are flat and still got the little square thing. But I might replace that 3rd one there too, because that one's popping up a little bit like it's gonna blow. So I'll see if I can, I don't know if Radio Shack, they used to carry all sorts of stuff like this, but I don't know if they do anymore. I'll see if they have that. If not, I'll go on eBay, do a search, try and locate them, and continue on after I get a set of those. Alright, so here I am a couple days later. I found some little capacitors off of good old eBay for a couple bucks for 10 of them, and they're pretty much the exact ones that were in there, so that's great. What I'll do now is I'm going to replace all 3 of these since I got 10 of them, and like I said, it only was shipping, it was like $5. I know you can get them cheaper. You can probably get them cheaper elsewhere. They're not that expensive. They're like, you know, not even 50 cents a piece. So for that, I think I'll replace all of them. So what we got to do here is, I'll have to double check, but it's these two and these two. 1, 2, 3 line up in a row. I lied. 2003, 2012, and 2005. So those 3. I'll just touch those off with a soldering iron and hopefully pull them out, and then I'll pop them back in, resolder them, and hopefully we'll be back in business here. So I will get all my stuff set up and continue. Alright, so I got my first one out, which is kind of a pain. Now I'm kind of wishing I would have spent the extra $10 instead of buying the cheapo $5 one, bought the $15 battery operated quick ones. So I'll try and get this focused in here, and I'll show you about how long it takes me to do this. I am by no means an electrical guy, so there's probably an easier way to do this, but get the one side, I'll rock that side out, just turn the capacitor a little bit. Oop. And I'm just heating that solder up and trying to leave it on there as much as I can. I probably put a little tiny bit more on there when I put the new ones in, but these cheap little soldering irons only like to have one little hot spot on them, so that's always fun too, especially with a new one trying to find the hot spot. Second one. I'm going to cut these little tabs off a little closer so I don't pull so much of it out. It's kind of a pain when you got to pull. Quarter-inch of wire out of a little solder hole that I'm trying to keep somewhat clean. There we go. Yeah, that one was bad too.
That capacitor?
Yeah, it's a good thing I yanked all 3 of them. So anyways, see those two, these two blew at the top and this one blew at the bottom, so I did have 3. I thought this one looked a little bulged, so I thought that one was bad, but I decided to change it anyways because, like I said, they're 50 cents, so 3 bad capacitors there, which will go in the garbage. I'll get my 3 new ones. I was wondering what these things were. I never knew, never really used them. It's kind of funny because my grandpa was an extremely intelligent guy and he knew all about this stuff and how to make everything work and what went where and this, that, and everything else. So I didn't learn any of that stuff from him, but I guess I learned enough to do a lot of other things. So we'll see. Make sure the negative striped side is on. You can see that there's a little negative spot there, so let's see if I can slide this guy in there. My solder holes are cleaned out. Alright, so here's a little scratch awl with a little fine point on it. I'm going to see if I can get some holes back in there. I'll find my hole here. If I had my itty bitty drill bit, this would be even easier and better. There goes my little piece off my handle. Flying off the handle. So once again, negative. Side is on the negative side. There we go, we got one in. Got the wires hanging out there. Hope this is focused. Otherwise it'll be a pain in the butt for you guys. So then I got we moved here several months ago, and when I moved I lost all my soldering stuff for some reason. It's here somewhere, I just don't know where it's at. All the usual places I couldn't find it, so anyways, went out and bought one of these nice expensive $5 soldering irons and the solder, which cost $9, which is kind of weird, but it's 40% tin and 60% lead, so that's probably half the reason. There's a pewter in there, so I'm just gonna put a tiny little bit on there and I'll let it flow in there a little bit. A little bit on that guy. So then after we got our solder how we want it, we just clip these little guys off. And there we go. Repeat 2 more times. So I'll finish up with that and continue. Alright, so here we are, we got it all back together, and hopefully if I did my part, hopefully it'll function properly. So let's plug it in here, flip it up and see. Hit the power button, and it's yellow, so that's good. Oh, we got S video, so that's good. Hit the menu. There we go, fixed it. So for like less than $1 or $1.50 in capacitors, we got it fixed. This TV cost me $7 at the thrift store, and I had to pay $5 for the power cord, but whatever. So for less than $15, I got a nice little 15-inch TV here. The only thing I don't have is the remote, but I can get a universal remote for it, and I'm gonna put it in second bedroom anyways, so it's just going to be kind of a secondary TV. So there we go, kind of cool. For $1.50, or I should say for less than $15, we got a nice little TV, flat panel TV. So there we go. Hope that helps you guys out. If you like this video, check out my other videos and be sure to subscribe.